The train headed for Sunset City will be departing soon.
Sure.
There we are.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sunset City, a Sonic podcast for the classic and modern age. Over here, I have one very green and very sleepy boy, Nick.
I have my nose on my microphone.
Over here, we have somebody who is not a masochist. We have Suris.
I think you just lied to both me and the audience. Also, I'm the one that put the microphone there for Nick.
A negligence of my own morality I can live with. So, how are you gentlemen doing this morning?
Doing okay. We should probably address that the dog's outside of the house right now.
Yeah, he went to go piss, but he's pissing in France. So
he's turning into French.
He became a French bulldog.
So long and short of it, he's visiting family for Christmas. We were thinking of getting a guest or two, and I actually just read a friend of ours. I was like, fuck yeah, we should get him back on. But I was like, I'm just tired and lazy. Like, I literally just woke up. We're keeping it nice and relaxed. It's going to be a shorter episode. This is going to be our last episode of the year. And afterwards, I think the three of us are just going to excitedly talk Spider-Man, probably on my channel, but
yeah,
we really want to talk Spider-Man. But you know, we're just going to talk the future of Sonic the Hedgehog and what to look forward to in 2022, and probably a little bit of the discourse that's been interesting since last week.
Discourse on Sonic Twitter? No, we've not. Hold on. I'm sorry, Nick. I have to think that this is actually propaganda. There's never been any discourse on Sonic Twitter. That never happens. All Sonic fans are 110% satisfied with the state of the franchise, the direction of the franchise, and the history that has never once been changed.
And you were getting on my ass about lying.
Just this fucking joke. Are you gonna be done with it, you son of a bitch?
I mean, it was gonna lead into your cucky video, but okay, sure. I was doing you a fucking favor, you assass.
I don't need any favors. I just need you to sit there and watch.
Oh my god. I don't need favors. I need to see you get favors.
You getting a favor is me getting a favor.
So, as per usual, we usually wait for our super chats to be at the end, but just real quick, while Otis, your boy, is here with the $10. Hi, Dr. Nick and the Sunset Bunch. Your boy here. My wife asked me what Sonic's name is, and I always say Maurice. But when I look it up, it says Ogilvy. What's the big idea? Well, I guess you'll have to stick around for what's in the name when we discover all the different names for Sonic the Hedgehog. But long and short of it, that is in his entire combined name for Archie. We only got a little bit of it, but I guess Ken Penders said that was going to be his full name or something like that. I don't know, but
What was his name?
comic
Ovaltine?
notches. Maurice Ogilvy or Ogilvy Maurice. Yeah, that's supposed to be his real name
Yeah.
for Archie. So
Yeah.
that's his question answered there. Yeah.
So I guess this,
Yeah. Well,
so I guess this does beg the question, because that's Sonic's past, and we've been getting a lot of Sonic's past lately. Let's bring back classic Sonic. Here's the Sonic Origins collection. Here's Sonic Colors again. But we do have a new game that's coming out that at least 3 people in the chat have heard about, I think. Maybe
I don't know
4.
what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I mean, that's why they're in the chat, not in the actual conversation here.
Well, I actually wanted to bring this up a while ago, and I'll be honest with you guys in the chat. Like, I was very cranky this morning when I was like, let's just start talking about Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm like, I'm not going to get another fucking argument with our chat. I'm not dealing with Twitter again. Like, I don't want to get cranky. I'm in a good mood. I just watched Spider-Man. That's all I care about right now. But like, taking a step back, though, it has been very interesting this past week ever since we got the trailer for Frontiers. I made a joke tweet just because I've seen people, like the same people, compare Sonic Colors and Lost World to Mario all the time, but also say that Sonic Frontiers is not anything like Zelda Breath of the Wild.
What?
Something along those lines.
I mean, it's funny to say that when literally the game isn't out yet, so they can't.
Well, no, here's the thing. So I put that out there. It got a lot of likes. It's one of my most popular tweets in a while, but I'd say like 30 or so, if not more, of the quote tweets were just people like, who the fuck has ever said this? And it just reminded me, like, just how thick our bubble is, how isolated we are, you know,
how insular the Sonic fan base can be.
Yes, it is. It's very weird.
Yeah, because like for you to not see the Mario comparisons in Sonic Lost World, you have to have not played a classic Mario game.
Well, it's not even that. Like, who in the wider gaming audience gives a shit anymore? You know, squeakies.
Oh yeah, I mean, if you just look at like the broader side of people that are casual Sonic fans that don't like obsess over it and make weird podcasts about it every week, like they just kind of like enjoy the games for what they are. They have some issues with them, but for the most part, it's just like, hey, it's a Sonic game. They don't like dissect everything the way that we do.
No, and I can't imagine, like, even if that's the case, because like Sonic Colors has a lot of just traditional platforming in there. And I made a very long video explaining, yes, there's a lot of Mario, but there's also a lot of classic Sonic here. And I think it's undeniable that Lost World has plenty of Mario Galaxy design in there. But that also came out on the Wii U and an unspectacular port eventually to the PC. And it's been, I mean, that released in 2013, you know? Like, even if those two cases are Mario-ish, like, how much of the rest of the series is actually all that Mario? And truth be told, it's not that much. I'd say Forces was desperately trying to be everything all at once, but I really wouldn't call it like a Mario game. But also just the hypocrisy of that, like, we're not going to be concerned at all with what Sonic Team has done in the past and say that this new game doesn't look like Breath of the Wild, when I think they would go out of their way and say, yeah, we want you to think of Breath of the Wild. We're trying to sell an open world to you guys.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like, you take just the screenshots and you can compare it to God damn it, I'm just waking up still, Black Knight or Sonic Colors, which people did.
which is
on Twitter.
Can I address that one real quick?
I'm getting to that.
Okay.
And I'm trying to explain it. But like, I know you and me talked about this, Suris, but like, we understand, like, if you actually play those games, those are linear levels. You have one path to go on. That's not an open world. And we're also discounting the music that they played during the Frontiers trailer. Just everything else that they were doing. Like, they're very clearly going for an open world kind of vibe.
Which is interesting because, like, the more I think about, like, the general concept for, like, what we've not seen but heard about for what the gameplay is going to be set up like, where it's going to be swapped into like zones and stuff like that, sounds far more similar to like Mario Odyssey to me, but the presentation of that trailer felt incredibly Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, like that's again, it comes down to the advertisement. They know who they're selling this to.
It was a bad trailer, let's be real.
I mean, for us though, but
for
like
Sonic,
we talked about last week. Like, I'll let you go, sir. Sorry.
I was gonna say, it's for like a hyper Sonic fan, maybe Frontiers isn't like the best trailer in the world, but like you got to think here though. In terms of actually no, I take that back. No, trailer's fine. We didn't get any gameplay, true, but what we did get is an idea that we're going to be getting something very different than what we've had with the last Boost Formula games. And it's not that Boost Formula is bad. It's that we've had the more linear hallway-esque game for 10 years now. And Frontiers, at least the trailer, is giving us something that looks very, very different. And this is one of the reasons why I'm actually... I'm not going to say I'm upset at Sonic Twitter for trying to say that like things like Black Knight are comparable, because they're just not. Sonic being in an open field does not necessarily mean that he's got free range of motion. I would hope that all of the hallway boost games have taught us that.
Yeah.
But I actually don't think that it's a bad trailer, because even though we didn't get any gameplay, we did get a hint of a promise. And I know that Sonic Team is terrible at delivering on those. I'm well aware. But it does tell us at the very least, hey, we're going to be doing something a little different. And if you are a Hypersonic fan, then you do know about some of those interviews that have gone on in the background. They've said that this is going to define the next 10 years of Sonic. So we know that we're getting apparently a new formula, potentially.
Yeah. And I think that's where everyone has to land on eventually, because like these arguments and this discourse I'm seeing in the community itself, that's what kind of looking at on two different spots here, or two different perspectives. And that's where my joke tweet kind of gave me that, where it's like one side of things, it's like people are talking about this game, like outside of the Sonic community, and that is what they need to go for. If they're spending millions of dollars on a project, they need the wider gaming audience paying attention to this thing. And they really want to do that, and that's how you do it, and they succeeded on that front. The other part of it is just the normal bickering that we do here, because like I also joked, like, this is going to immediately become the new rough transition into 3D, where Sonic fans immediately get angry about it, and they immediately get exhausted about it. Whether or not there's any truth to this statement, I think there is, but I think it's a lot more complicated than we don't like the 3D Sonic games or whatever the fuck journalists do. And I think that dissection is deserved to be analyzed a little bit further with Zelda, but at the end of the day, where we are right now with one trailer, I think we're all on the same page here, regardless of if we think it's Zelda or not. We are, hey, I think everybody agrees an open world 3D
I think it's
Sonic
a lot more
game
complicated.
Sounds pretty kick-ass. And we all want it to do really good, and we want to enjoy it. And I think that gets lost in this surface level, tedious, exhausting, bickering, semantic, not even semantic, honestly. Just this weird shit that doesn't need to be there. It's very defensive and very weird. So, I don't know. That's my week on Twitter, basically.
I have not been as plugged in to the song. Like, I even had to have you, like, remind me of what the hell the discourse was on Twitter when we were on stream last night. Because I've just been dealing with other real life stuff like Raz's surgery.
For sure.
I did I did also want to mention, and normally I try not to break out to just like respond to chat like this, but it does kind of hit to the heart of what we've been trying to talk about here. And I'm seeing a comment here that says it's like your character is standing in a grassy field. It's considered a Breath of the Wild ripoff. No, not at all. There's a huge difference between saying that something is a ripoff and saying that something is inspired by another thing. Like, those are not even clearly the same thing. And we've said on a couple of occasions, including last week, whether or not people actually want to hear us out and pay attention to what we're trying to say or not, it's not a bad thing. We're not even meaning it in a negative way. And I hope that's understood. It's just that, yeah, that's all they've really shown us so far is where this kind of idea came from. And yes, no, like I've said before, the Breath of the Wild did not like start the subgenre of open world or anything like that. But all I'm saying is there've been a lot more games coming out post its launch of taking pre-established franchises and characters and then putting them into an open world. That's been on a bit of an uptick since Zelda did it.
Oh, sorry, keep on going. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. And like I said before, it's I want to believe that that like Zelda did for their open world setup, it takes that concept and does something that only Zelda could do. And I hope that Frontiers does something that only Sonic could accomplish. I think that the potential is there. They just need to show it to us.
I am going to push back a little bit, though. I do think people need to have some kind of worry with their. We understand not every game is Breath of the Wild, but you need to understand industry trends. There's a reason why they're using that imagery. And again, like we said last week, we are looking at a director. We're looking at a dev team with a long history. And I mean, this is what they do. They've done this before. And that's something we should take concern with. Are we going to say flat out like, oh, it's going to be Breath of the Wild, but with Sonic? No, but history with this dev team and this director leaves that concern. So we'll see one way or the other, because this is the same director who gave you Lost World. So grain of salt.
It should
not
also
grain of salt. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I also noticed that like when you made the point about industry trends, this is a thing that I think also reinforces a bit of the insular nature of a lot of the Sonic community, where a lot of people, not everyone, because functionally it can't be, and also there's enough people who play other games than Sonic who are also Sonic fans, but there is a bit of an issue where greater industry trends are not recognized by people in the Sonic community. Like we had a joke what was it, 12 years ago, that eventually we'd get a Mario game with a gun, because the trend for a long time was the first-person shooter trend.
Yeah.
And right now we're in the open world trend. Open world, as realized by games like Breath of the Wild mainly. I mean, the advertisement for this
it's the second wind of open world, I'd say. Well, maybe even be third. Let's say GTA 3, Skyrim, and now Breath of the Wild, I'd say, is leading the charge.
Those are your waves per generation.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah, because like we got the original Saints Row off the heels of stuff like GTA 3, and then and then after Skyrim we got a bunch of more. We got more things that expanded on that, more open world stuff for Assassin's Creed, more things like that in Far Cry, and then here we are now post Breath of the Wild. Even Mario Odyssey took a lot of its stylings off of much more open world mechanics, as opposed to the more zoned in mechanics we've had in pretty much every Mario game. Even the more open ones like 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy have still been episodic in nature in how they've handled their objectives, and that didn't change until Odyssey, which came at the heels of Breath of the Wild.
Well, yeah, but I mean, even then, I'd say those were probably developed in tandem. I'm going to give Mario Odyssey the benefit of the doubt there, just because like it does feel like an evolution of 64 more than anything else, I'd say. Because like a lot of the 3D Mario games actually started to get a little more linear in spots, but yeah, they really just wanted to blow it out there. So I see that natural evolution there. Sonic, I don't think has that foundation like Odyssey has. There are spots of it, sure, but like, what is adventure anymore? Is, I mean, like multiple playable characters with the campaign? I don't really know. Long and short of it, Breath of the Wild comparisons aside, I won an open world Sonic game or open zone, and Ian Flynn's writing it. I'm still more excited than trepidatious, but I'm not gonna pretend I'm not a little worried. And you should be a little worried. If you've not liked the last handful of Sonic games, you should be slightly worried.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of the song and dance we've been tiptoeing with Sonic for the last 15 years. Let's be honest, like that kind of
A little bit
understand.
longer for me, but
Yeah, okay, so my getting burned didn't start until Shadow the Hedgehog, but
so that'd be
understandably
16
so.
years.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong. I guess you're not wrong there. But we have had this song and dance with Sonic for a while, where it's like every now and again we'll get a game that's an absolute gem. Every now and again we'll get a Rush. Every now and again we'll get an Unleashed. Every now and again we'll get a Generations. Sometimes we get a Mania. Other times we get a Forces or a Lost World, where they're either bad or lukewarm at best. I am hoping, because the last thing we had was Forces and the Colors remaster, that this will be our gem coming out. Because the last big gem we've had, in my opinion, was Mania. Like, Mania and Generations together were the last like big gems that Sonic had lately. I would like to see another one popping out. And it's not like we aren't due for one, but you can't really predict Sonic's cycle quite that easily.
I'd say we're past the point of things being like flat out terrible, but I guess even as much as I picked apart Ultimate, still not a bad game. A little bit busted in spots that needed work. And we actually need to talk about that in a little bit. But I mean, I think the worst it's been has been mid. I'd say Forces is mid. I don't think it's going to be a bad game, regardless of anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Frontiers is going to be a bad game. I think the worst it'll be is fine. And even then, and I know I agree with Pup what he said last week, which is like, it's been long enough. Just give us a good fucking game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think right now I'm more excited just to see what the potential future could be with this game. So regardless of anything else, we can only speculate. I'm really excited to see his gameplay styles. I've been thinking about this since last week too, where I thought it was weird that we're going into the release year of this game without seeing too much of it. But when I look back on the past 2 years of preview material for, this pandemic world we now live in, they've been holding their cards closer to the chest for a lot of giant media things for a while now. And I don't know if you guys remember, get back to Spider-Man, how long it took for us to get any kind of promotional material for that movie.
Well, they didn't even know how they wanted to promote it at first, because I remember seeing recently there was an interview where like Tom Holland was saying they were trying to figure out how they even wanted to market the damn thing. Like they were saying, oh, maybe we should just make it look like it's going to be a Spider-Man versus Doctor Strange movie and keep literally everything else a surprise. And then later deciding you can't market a movie based off that.
So, I mean, but like that's just one example. And I'm seeing more and more of it. That's not the case for everything, but even Breath of the Wild 2. Like we do see some mechanics for what's coming out, and I'm excited to see that. But that is a sequel, right?
Yeah.
So
whereas this is going to be the first game in this particular formula. It's not building off of anything other than ideas.
Right. And even then, like we got one teaser in 2019 for Breath of the Wild, and then we got that updated one. Was that E3? I don't know when it was, but it was sometime last year.
Wait,
not last year,
for
this past year.
Oh, you're talking about Breath of the Wild 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say original Breath of the Wild. We had like We had a trailer, and then they waited like 3 years to do
Not a-
anything.
Yeah, I mean, like that game was in development hell for forever, and that's thanks to the Wii U's reception. Not important. My point is that it's on an established console now. They've been working on it for at least 4, maybe 5 years. We are going into the release year of Breath of the Wild 2 with those 2 trailers. You know, like it's this not that different. So I'm curious to see it. I think they're just going to dole it out as the year goes on, and that makes sense. We got a little bit of a tease. We got the movie coming out, and we'll get Origins in there somewhere. So I'm going to try and remain more optimistic than not, because the simple fact that they brought Ian Flynn on to pen the script is plenty for me to be like, okay, you understand what you have that can help, that benefits you. And it's a little less arrogance that I'm used to from Sega of Japan. So
I mean, and it's
I'm excited.
I feel good, considering that we know that Tyson Hess is storyboarding the movie, and we know that, or he's helping storyboard the movie, and we know that Ian Flynn is helping write the game. That feels, between Sega of America and Sega of Japan, that just feels to me like listening. Like, hey, we're gonna actually do this thing now. Like, we know you guys aren't huge on Pontac and Graph, because we've been aping on that writing for ages, despite the fact that they can write well when they want to.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, despite that fact, the fans have been very vocal about that writing and the issues with that writing. So knowing that we're going to be getting that stuff in, I'm happy about it, and I'm more so happy about it because there's one thing that we didn't get in Archie at all for the most part, and that was a proper marriage between the comics and the games. It was impossible to actually get any of those 2 things tying in any way that was more than just surface level.
Yeah. It's been, I think the wider gaming audience knows, and I'm sure Sonic fans know too, if you studied your history of Sega at all, like one of their greatest downfalls as a company has been the miscommunication between the, I'd say 2 or 3 larger branches of the company. Like just the sheer arrogance on both sides of Sega of America and Sega of Japan, I would say helped cannibalize them quite a bit. And I think we only have to look at the 32X Sega Saturn into Dreamcast to understand like how stupidly they did everything.
Like how the Saturn sold like hotcakes in Japan, but as soon as you get over here to the States, they're like, can we get a Sonic game, please? We literally need that for sales.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even call it hotcakes over in Japan. I don't know. Sega Saturn's a fascinating system to me. It sold better than the Genesis over there, but even those numbers did not remotely compare to what PlayStation was doing. It just showed like, yes, okay, these were good for back then, but for the expanding gaming market, you cannot keep up, and your other markets, global markets, are failing. I don't know. I could talk about Saturn forever. I think it's super, super fascinating, but yeah, that's me. Man, we're getting a lot of super chats. We'll read them at the end, guys. Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was just noticing that. I was just like, oh my God, they're just coming in.
Yeah.
That's because we have amazing viewers.
Yeah.
And with
you guys are pretty cool. You know what the kids would say?
Oh no.
I think the kids would say, you guys are pretty wizard. It's what I think.
Go back.
Why don't you incorporate this fucking terrible humor of yours into scripts more? This is fucking great.
I mean,
That
I do
one
want
he
to
does,
at least,
though.
I want to get the wizard thing in there more often, and I want to say spooter dooter in my videos more often, because I'm so happy more people are starting to say that. I get a chuckle every time I see somebody else utilize spooter dooter.
Wayne, you need to just get thrown to California. I'm sorry.
California.
It's so bad.
I need to
Anyway.
watch that movie again.
No, you don't. Why?
Because sometimes you don't want a good baked potato. Sometimes you just want a shitty potato chip.
Life is precious.
It is.
Time is finite.
Mhm.
And you want to spend it with that. You are garbage.
You spent how many hours on how many versions of Sonic Colors? I recognize this is
you guys can't see it. You guys can't see it, but like I started staring off into the void, and you could in my head I could start hearing the stars. Fucking, they're so bright, and they won't leave me alone. They don't stop. They're always so bright when I close my eyes.
And the deep step, you can just hear his voice going 1, 2, 3.
I keep on running and I can't escape.
See, the best part about this is I recognize that I just engaged in a fallacy, but it was fucking funny.
You know what? I'm going to say this to you guys. I'm really proud of my thumbnail for my compilation video.
Dude, that looked fucking great.
Dude, I don't do a lot of digital art. I'm really bad at it. I'm trying to do better. I literally just drew over the Sonic Colors Ultimate like Steam or the PlayStation Store image.
Yeah.
Sonic and all the wisps are under me in that image. I just had to carefully place myself. Like I flipped up my hair in a spot where Sonic's ear is. Like I just try to put myself on there without it being blatantly obvious that I'm covering something up.
Yeah.
Just so I could utilize that that background image a little bit better. So anyway, there we go. I'm randomly thinking about it, but we do have other Sonic news.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's still gonna be stuff up there, but if you guys are interested in very obnoxiously expensive clothing that features basic art that we've seen literally thousands of times, Stray Cats has their second line of Sonic clothing out there for the world to see. Adventure era stuff, so you know.
We also have a new free comic book day comic coming out very soon.
That's true. That's very, very true.
People in my Discord have been being like, "Hey, do you have a comic shop near you?" I'm like, "Yes, I go there to play Magic every Friday. I will get it. I will." We also have that second. We also have that new patch for Sonic Colors.
Yes. We should get into that. I'm going to stream that sometime this weekend. I want to take a test run with that. So they've actually included, outside of just fixing the fucking thing, they've actually included some new stuff, which is, I think, very welcome by the community, because it is feedback that we've been wanting. You can finally switch between the regular soundtrack, the original soundtrack, and the remixes. They added some new effects to Sonic, some celebration kind of firework effects. I know I'm missing something else. Do you guys know what those are?
I know they added more like gloves or whatever. I gotta be honest.
They've added new shoes, new gloves, a new boost, like a fireworks boost.
Mm-hmm.
They got added in.
Let's see. There was. I've got the whole list like up here somewhere. Give me a second.
I think the biggest thing though, the biggest thing for me is that we finally can switch between the original and new soundtrack.
Yeah.
That should have been there from the beginning.
That should have been there from the beginning, but I'm happy that I'm more than ecstatic that it's there, because like I like the remix tracks for a lot of stuff. I do not like it for Planet Wisp. I need somber Planet Wisp.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, even the Generations remix is not as bombastic as what we got for Ultimate. It was very embarrassing.
Yeah, this is like the conversation we were having yesterday about like when you remix something and you just kind of forget like what the purpose of it was in the original work. Like yesterday on stream I was talking about Halo, how the Master Chief Collection version of Halo 1 has like really bright lighting everywhere in places where in the original like enemies were obscured in darkness because you hadn't been properly introduced to them yet. And yet they just kind of like burst everything in light in the remake. And because you can swap between the graphics so easily, you're just like, wow, you guys you completely forgot why this was here. It's the same thing with freaking Sonic here. It's agitating because you're like, wow, it's not that this music sounds bad. It's that it really doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
So who helms the sorry, this is a little off topic, but who helms the remake of Combat Evolved? Was that 343?
Let's.
Maybe 343. Yeah, they did the remake.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Infinite's good though.
I have not touched Infinite yet. After what happened in Sonic Forces, I'm trepidatious.
Jesus Christ. I'm trying to think of some other news. I know there's some other little things that happened.
So,
as Rhino pointed out, Tangle Lemur got a plush.
The tank.
I know. I'm hoping our store gets them. Instead, we just get Infinite and Charmy the fucking Bee.
I'll be getting a Whisper and a Tangle plush, and I will be putting them right next to each other because they're dating in my head. That's definitely the implications the comics have given us too.
There's also a 21-inch Rouge plush, which I should probably buy for reasons.
Oh yeah, a Rouge plush or a Rouge pillow?
We'll just get Nick a life-sized Rouge body pillow. I mean, I've no idea what it's like to sell those.
Well, I'm sad now.
You remembered that existed, and now you're depressed.
Yeah, that's basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Would it make you more depressed to realize that people have actually bought them because I can see those sales on my end?
Yeah. I can't even congratulate you for doing well. It just makes me that sad.
It just makes you that sad. There is one other thing that we did get a confirmation that all of the voice cast for the games is coming back for Sonic Frontiers.
Yes.
And specifically that the Ghost Girl is in fact Amy, not just because it was confirmed in the Japanese trailers because of the subtitles, but it's also confirmed that she's the one voicing in the trailer in the American version too. So it's not just a missed subtitle or anything. That's guaranteed. Yeah. Our Ghost Girl is Amy.
I like that one tweet that Fidel made, where he said Sonic kept ghosting her so hard that she became one.
Oh my god, that's so fucking good.
Yep. But the biggest thing is because we do know that these characters are coming back. We know that we're going to have Orbot and Cubot. We know that we're going to have Tails. We know we're going to have that. So we know that even if we only get to play as Sonic, which I hope isn't the case, but even if we only get to play as Sonic, we know that the extended cast are going to be part of the story. And because we know that Ian Flynn is writing, I am more than confident that he'll actually utilize that extended cast in a way that matters, in a way that's actually good. Because it's a thing that he is very good at. And if anything, even if you don't like some of the stories that he writes, he gives every other character their time in the spotlight, and he gives them love when he is writing them.
Now, he is going to have to be... we've already seen what kind of constraints he has when he's writing for the comics. I would assume that those would probably be even tighter if he's writing for a game.
Oh, definitely. Like there's no way around that. But here's the thing. The thing about writing constraints, and the thing that Ian's been able to do really well, is when you're given those writing constraints, it's a lot like being given a prompt. You work within those constraints and you can get more creative because of it. Having absolute freedom doesn't necessarily always mean that you will make something that's objectively better. Sometimes working within limitations can give you more stuff. Like, this is literally the reason that we got Cell in Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. So we can really only speculate what any of this stuff means there. I just, like I said last week, just the fact that he's here and he's doing this is a positive in my opinion. It's
huge for me.
Yeah. It's a massive deal to me, and
I want to see Omega in Frontiers written the way he's written in IDW.
Oh my god.
I need it. I need it so much. Please install a jaw so that I may bite their ankles off. This situation must be corrected violently.
Yeah. Oh man, I really like my lips a little swollen. God damn.
Maybe
very weird.
That sucks, man.
You can really stop hitting yourself.
I was trying to go for some type of a blowjob joke, but I mean I didn't want to go there.
We're way too polite without Pup around here. I just gotta tell you that much.
This is without Pup here. This becomes a proper gentleman's podcast.
Oh
Why
my
do you
god!
take a British voice without?
I don't
How
know.
How does the lack of the British man become the proper gentleman's? How does that work?
Did I ever tell you about how that my friend Luke had to explain to me what a gentleman's club was because I legitimately didn't understand the concept? I thought it was just a place for. I thought it was just a place for dudes went to go hang out.
No.
I was just I didn't know. Now I know it's a wings restaurant.
What? Okay, never mind. Don't worry about it. That was a good joke. Wait, you threw me off there for a second.
You did it. You did it. I can't.
I'm gonna say this. I want to actually. I was very, very happy because I came into Spider-Man not late to the movie itself because trailers last a million fucking years now. But I walked in just as they were wrapping up some trailer I didn't give a shit about, and I sat down right as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 started playing. And man, seeing that shit on the big screen again just made me so fucking happy. I'm so excited for that movie.
So I'm not even gonna lie. There was when me and Raz sat down, there was somebody right next to us. Well, not right next, like a couple seats away, because everybody's social distancing still. But when we sat down, we saw all the trailers. The Sonic 2 movie trailer starts playing, and the dude next to us, you could tell this person had seen the trailer multiple times on YouTube. Because they were just mouthing along with everything, and as soon as Knuckles went on screen, you could see them tense up, ready to say the line.
That was my coworker Lynn, my assistant manager. Now we went to go see Spider-Man last night, and the Sonic 2 trailer was going, and she was not like she doesn't play Sonic shit. Not a lot, but she was like super getting into the trailer because I showed it to her at work one day, and she fucking loved it, and I was so happy. I was just like, this is just like this Sonic 2 trailer is just one of the best things to come out of the franchise for me in a while.
Does it look like she needs,
a lot of people.
Does it look like she needs your hype?
No, she's got plenty of her own.
I know. I'm just also speaking of Sonic 2 love. This is less something very important and more something that just I hate this show, but I'm actually really glad they marketed it this way. The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, the way that they've done the Blu-ray,
that's great. Especially disc 2.
So good.
Yeah, disc 2. The Sonic Chili Dog disc. Yes.
Oh my god.
It's amazing. But no, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If they give us Sat AM in the same type of like just lovingly crafted artwork, I am probably gonna have to go get it, even if I never watch it on Blu-ray. I don't even have a Blu-ray player, but I will buy it if they give me if they give me a wrapping like this. Because this thing is amazing.
The DVD release of Sat AM was a very loving thing. Like they had a bunch of fan art. I still remember when they posted, "Hey, send in fan art, and we'll put it all over everything." It was basically just made up entirely of fan art. The irony of that, though, the cover was drawn by Ken Penders.
Oh,
and
interesting.
if there was anybody you did not want to associate with the head writer of Sonic Sat AM, it'd be fucking Ken Penders.
Yeah,
because that, I mean, the story of the failed Sonic movie is notorious.
Sonic
Apocalypse. Question, real quick. I should know the answer to this. I really should. Which did the characters appear first in Archie Comics or in Sat AM?
Sat AM.
So Ken Penders was adapting the Sat AM characters then.
Yeah, and Ken Penders didn't start off on Archie for the first year. He wasn't there for the full part of it.
Didn't fucking create those characters?
No.
What the shit? Wait a minute. Okay, so
what you have to remember about that court case is that a lot of it fell due to defaulting. Not because anybody legitimately won anything, but because Archie did not bring the proper documentation that would describe the nature of Ken's employment and of his relation with the characters. They did not provide that. It is one of the reasons why they lost their license with Sega, because of their mishandling there. A lot of court cases can fall through in awkward ways if one party does not provide documents.
Right. And we really got to get that video done, dude. We really got to get that done. But
Yep.
that might be a fun live stream. I mean, we were talking about it, right? Like just combing through the court documents, like just with our audience.
I mean, I don't think that would be a bad idea. My only concern is how expensive that's going to end up getting.
Well, why do you say that?
Because the way the Pacer system works is for every page of documentation that you look at, I believe it costs either 50 cents or $1. So depending on how many court cases we have to go through and how many pages of litigation there are, that could get really expensive real quickly. But that's a monster we'll tackle when we get there.
Yeah. And Miranda, we know Wild Brain Entertainment owns. They don't own the SatAM characters. They own the television rights of Sonic SatAM. They don't own the characters. Sega owns the characters. But yeah, that's a good point Miranda's bringing up there. Wild Brain, who does own the rights for Sonic SatAM's television distribution, not the characters. Again, this stuff is complicated. It's not, easy peasy 1, 2, 3. But they are also producing Sonic Prime. So sounds like they're at least in good standing with Sega, which is going to be interesting.
And here's what I will say real quick, just so I can point it out there. A lot of people are pointing out, like some call me Johnny and others have made videos about the Ken Penders case. Here's the reason why me and Nick want to do a thing on it. Most of the information that has come out about the Ken Penders case is based off of stuff that's been available on like Sonic Central and other places where they've taken bits of those court documents and put them up. The entirety of those cases are still basically just locked behind the Pacer system. It's not that they're not public access. Anybody can send in a letter to New York like I did and get them to give you access codes. Like that's a thing you can do. You're legally able to. But none of that, like there's a bunch of missing context and everybody's been working off of half context for that.
Yeah. So that's yeah, and as I keep finding out with people that have done a lot more research than like the basic stuff we've seen on other YouTube channels and stuff like that, there's a lot more there that people aren't aware of and they need to be aware of. Both for the sake of Ken Penders as a human being and for us as Sonic fans, there's more shit we need to scrutinize with that guy, and also stuff we'd be like, bro, lay off the guy a little bit. Like he's a dick, but also understand how the comic industry works, because there's positives and negatives to this whole thing.
If I've learned anything since trying to get an art degree, it was that I chose one of the most fucked industries to get into, and they do not respect artists in any way, shape, or form in the work field.
No,
yeah,
they don't.
But again, I'm not trying to paint Penders as a victim here. Right. He's not. In any sense of the word.
And even then, you can still be like you can still be getting the short end of the stick of the industry and still be an asshole.
Yeah, which this is very much the case. So, yeah, we'll get into it again. Sorry to keep pushing it off, but as we keep finding out every time we diverge onto this particular conversation, it's a complicated one, and I try to be careful with it because there's real people involved with it.
Do we want to try to make that like a January goal? Not making the video, but at least sitting down and doing the live stream, looking at the case.
I think we should. I mean, I'm not doing a full-time job outside of YouTube anymore, so I think I really don't have an excuse. We really should sit down and just do it. I keep putting it off because I don't want to be bored, but we got to do it. It's part of the job.
And also, like, if it's me and you combing through it, and we've got a live chat there, like, it's not going to be as boring.
Yeah. And
they'll be able to catch stuff in there that we don't catch, because we'll have it. Well, shit, no, we can't. I was going to say if we just have it on screen, but I'm like, wait, nope. It's a legal document that I have to pay to access. That's not going to be publicly broadcastable. But I'll look into I'll look into see like exactly what we are allowed to do there.
Yeah, we'll get the specifics off air here. Just to respond real quick to some of the things. I'm seeing Supersonic 68. Sally's the real victim. She's dead because of him. She's not. That's not Ken Penders' fault. She is not being utilized simply because Sega's not utilizing her. The fact that we are getting Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog on Blu-ray means that they can still use her just fine, because Christmas Blast has been confirmed to be in that collection, and she is in Christmas Blast. So, and again, like I've pointed out, Sonic Spinball was on the Genesis collection. It is on the Nintendo Switch Online Pass as well. Sally Acorn is right now on the Nintendo Switch. They can distribute her. That's never been an issue. Yep. It's a matter of Sega utilizing it. And I'll be honest, because like when I posted about the Tangle doll earlier this week, some people were like, they really like to do this us versus them with everything. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, well, fuck Sally, it's just Tangle now. I'm like, well, that's not how that works. This is a positive. If we are seeing comic book characters being brought into the franchise, I think this is showing us that Sega is a little more willing to unionize, but unify the branding. And I'm hoping down the road that means, hey, we're going to ease up a little bit. And if Ian keeps showing that he's a worthwhile dude to have on for the game script staff, I had to have no. I would imagine like this is the guy you want here. Like if anybody is going to attempt to bring back the Freedom Fighters in any kind of capacity, Ian's the one to do it. I believe in him. I think the future is showing us like there's never been a stronger chance than now for Sally and the American characters to show up in the main canon. And if that happens, I'll be very happy. And for Amy Rose fans that get all very up in arms about Sally Acorn's appearance, there's a possibility, depending on how the movie does whatever they do, if they, for instance, showed Amy Rose as a more romantic interest for Sonic the Hedgehog, and it's very popular and it plays off well with a wider audience, who's to say Sega doesn't roll that back into the comics or the games or something like that? Like, it's just a win around for everybody. I'm not saying that will happen or any of this stuff will happen. I'm just saying I think we got good days ahead of us for everybody involved.
I do too. All we have to be jaded about right now is the past, the history, and the teams that we're used to seeing. But we know, based on the people that are getting involved with these projects in bigger ways than they've been before, we have reason to be happy. Though I want to present a scenario to you, Nick, you as well, Wayne, that I think would be absolutely hilarious. Imagine we get a Sonic game, maybe not necessarily Frontiers, maybe the sequel to Frontiers, and Sally gets introduced in the game before ever being introduced into the IDW comics. What do you think the fallout would be from that?
Not at all. I have some loud idiots on Twitter, but like I just got done talking about, ultimately they don't matter because the wider gaming audience does not know or give a fuck about their opinions.
Said Amy will be in Sonic 3, you're sure of it? I mean, I don't doubt it.
I would be surprised if she was not in the movies at some point.
Like
if they make a third movie, I think she'll be in it.
If they make a third movie, I expect it to be the Metal Sonic story.
And like I said, I think Metal Sonic would be better off in the sequel than the third movie. I think Shadow would have to be the one that shows up in the third movie. That's again, this is just me more than anything else.
I feel like they can't go at the same pace as the games. The movies have to accomplish more in one go than the games can.
That's understandable.
And we have to be worried. I mean, worried, but like going by Jim Carrey's track record, like he's not really a franchise guy, you know? Like it's amazing he's back here in the sequel at all, according to what I'm hearing about the guy. He's been in a few sequels. I don't know if he's ever been in prequels, but if that's the case, then we need to focus up and do something different. And I would shift focus over to Shadow and other characters and things of that nature if we don't always have Eggman.
Yeah, if we were to so I really don't know if I would want Shadow for a third. I think Shadow's a good fourth movie character still. I understand that they've got to do things at a quicker pace, they've got to accomplish more faster, but I think if this is going to be the Eggman tricks Knuckles saga, then I would want the next movie to maybe bring in Chaos and also bring in Metal Sonic for the same story.
Oh, all I want out of life is chaos.
You want chaos on the big screen.
Sonic Adventure.
You want chaos on the big screen, and that
is made for a blockbuster film. It is one of the coolest final bosses any game has ever had.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not fully convinced that we won't see him in the next movie.
What, Chaos?
Yeah.
Well, we got
I would like to see a build up to him.
We got the.
I would just make him the third. I would just put him in there. I doubt he's gonna have his full story like he would in Adventure.
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest. The fact that we actually had we had that little visual nod to Chaos in the second trailer already gives me hope.
Yeah, I liked that. The little, you're talking about the sewer thing,
the pipe bomb in the sewer.
Yeah,
like that. As soon as that happened, I think Raz had seen that on TikTok before, seeing the whole trailer, and was just like, "Oh my god, I think Chaos is going to be in the movie." I'm like, "Well, I wish, but I wish badly."
Let me present this to you a different way. Maybe instead of being this water god that exists inside of the Master Emerald to protect the Chow, what would be how I would streamline it and prepare for people to get mad at me about this? What I would do, since we're seeing the Master Emerald is this magical gem that exists within this temple, I would just make him the guardian of the temple, the guardian of the Master Emerald, in the sense kind of like Knuckles, but just like a tripped trigger, it's just this, like the rolling boulder in Indiana Jones.
I could just live with that. I mean, I don't think we'll ever get what I really want, and that's just one movie
Sonic
dedicated
Adventure?
to the. I just want a Sonic Adventure 1 movie. The story would work so well for that kind of setup, but at the same time, they're not going to make an entire movie for just the small subset of fans who would enjoy that the most. They got to cater to a lot more than that, and they, like I was just saying, each movie needs to accomplish more than any one particular game. That includes Sonic Adventure 1. As much as I would adore that, as much as that would make my entire existence on this stupid rock floating through space worthwhile, it's not going to happen. But,
I mean, the fact, and again, we said this last week, the fact that I could watch a trailer, and I got to sit down last night and watch a trailer to see Sonic Adventure and Sonic 3 and Knuckles references on the big screen right in front of me, that was a very big deal for me.
Yeah, it makes you tingle.
Yes, it makes me tingle.
The pause there for a second, it's like you're short-circuited.
Yeah, so
the milk tingle.
Yeah, so I'm just going by what I've seen with movies. I would assume that Chaos does not get the narrative that I think a lot of us would prefer that he got, because we all love Adventure 1. I would say he's just like an endgame battle of some sort.
I think I just realized how they're probably going to introduce him if they do. It just hit me. So the first movie introduced Tails at the very end, right? He was an after credit sequence thing. We know that Eggman in this movie is going to be trying to harness the power of the Master Emerald to use for his own devices. We already know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's to say that he does not overload the Master Emerald? And we don't see that in the movie itself, but in the end, in the after credit sequence, we see Knuckles sitting there guarding the Emerald, and then we see the Emerald shake and crack, and then it just fades to black.
Don't make me want that, because we won't get it.
But
I don't think we'll get that.
But if we were to get Chaos, I think that would be the perfect way.
Oh, it would.
Just after credit scene, show just the one crack in the Emerald from it being overloaded, and let that be the reason that we're going to get it.
I would say before the crack, get that one little shot of like almost a water ripple inside the Master Emerald, like that little ripple that he has in the water surrounding the shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Do that and then have it crack. I would love that, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately I'm with Wayne there. I don't think Sonic right now is as big as like a Marvel property, like because Marvel will spend its time to play out a lot of this goofy shit now because they can afford to, and they want to make just a very expensive TV show on the big screen.
Yeah,
I think that I would assume that I don't know if Paramount would be doing this or not. I would assume the filmmakers would, just to keep it going, they would try to get Shadow in as soon as possible. I would assume that would be the third movie would be his movie.
I would say that in terms of like money and the amount of budget they're willing to put towards these things. I mean, this is the same studio that gave Michael Bay all of the money in the world to make Transformers movies. Like they made
those movies made all the money in the world. Sonic 1 did not make all the money in the world. It did fine.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that they can do something like it. I don't need something quite on the level of Transformers Dark of the Moon, but something comparable. You could do that, I think, with Sonic for at least a scene, maybe not, an hour like that movie did.
I guess I'm going under the assumption here, and I obviously don't know. I know as much about everybody else, but they're showing that they know their game stuff, which makes me very happy.
Yeah.
But I would assume that we're going to have an end fight with something big and bad that the boys can team up and fight. I don't think it's going to be a generic nothing thing. I think it's going to be a big game something. Be it an Eggman mech, be it Metal Sonic, be it Chaos. I'm going to assume it's one of those things, and it would not surprise me if it's Chaos.
I would honestly be really happy if just in Sonic 2, if they went ahead and did like Eggman's little space station at the top there, because we saw the satellite where his like ship comes down in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Do something kind of like that, and in there, instead of like Mecha Sonic, we just get Metal.
Yeah, that'd be awesome too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think we're gonna get a big something for the last fight of that movie, and my money's on Metal Sonic or Chaos. That's my guess.
Yeah, I would love to see Metal Sonic.
I think it's going to be Metal Sonic before it's Chaos, because for me, I would imagine the narrative of the movie is going to go like, Sonic is saying, "You're never going to have my power." Eggman goes, "Well, I don't need it because I have Knuckles on my side." In Act 2, Knuckles has a heel turn, realizes that Eggman's a dick, and then in Act 3, Metal Sonic comes in, and we get Eggman going, "You said I would never have your power, yet here we are."
I don't think you're going to see Knuckles turn to Sonic's side till the third act of the movie. They're going to establish the friendship with Sonic and Tails Act 1, introduce Knuckles Act 2, and then
he'll turn Act 3.
Yeah.
That's my assumption. And then we still have to give screen time to the fucking humans for some reason. So
well, I like some
bring in more humans. Bring in more humans.
Agent Stone's great.
Yeah, but come on.
I like Agent Stone. I want to see more of him.
Can we get
Do you want a whole movie of him?
Yes.
Or
Just
is
not a Sonic
that coffee
movie.
scene? Is that coffee scene good enough? Because I think the coffee scene's good enough. Just there for Eggman to talk. He has somebody to talk to. I'm fine with that. Eggman's got to be there. We got to have him.
Imagine
Do
they
we
just bring...
really need a cop? Do we really need to turn this movie into a fucking narc apologist?
Can we get a Sonic movie that has Agent Stone and Dr. Starline battling for the affections of Eggman? Please.
If nothing else, just bring in an actual live platypus and have him yell at it. I would be happy with that.
This is going to be contentious. I already know some people are going to fight me on this, but I don't care because I don't like these characters, no matter how much everybody else does. I will take Agent Stone as like the main henchman of Eggman any day of the goddamn week. I never, ever, ever need to see Warbot or Cubot on the big screen. Fuck those characters. They're goddamn useless. They're never funny, and I don't like them.
I think they're okay in the comics. Again, it's just as long as it's a decent writer. But it's I mean, yeah, they fall in line with all the problems I have with the Wisps and the Zeddy. It is basically corporate art with eyeballs on it, as far as I'm concerned. It is Nick Jr. garbage, basic bullshit. They are so boring in design.
Yeah,
They're so unbelievably boring in design.
I do not like them. I think they're annoying.
I like Orbot. I hate Cubot.
I hate him in colors. When they tone it down a bit in Boom going forward, I have no problem with them. They're whatever. They're there. But I think the only reason I like Agent Stone at all is because Lee's such a charmer on Twitter. I would not give a shit about him otherwise.
Yeah. But my thing is, like, I don't want characters I'm just okay with being there. If they're not serving a great purpose instead of just an okay one, then they're a waste of time.
I guess. I never found them as obnoxious as Scratch and Grounder when I was a kid, though.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You got me there. Fair enough.
But I'm interested to go back and watch that show, because I watched a little clip of Scratch for my Cucky video. And man, that anime, that's fucking funny. It's such an insane, like, Looney Tunes meets Ren and Stimpy kind of a feel sometimes to that show. So I'm excited to go back and take a look at it. But
given that the
I hated them. I hated them as a kid.
Given that the history of Ren and Stimpy was literally the guy going, I liked this one Looney Tunes cartoon with Daffy in it. I'm going to make that again.
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. I did not know that, and I'm not remotely like, yeah, that all lines up to me as soon as you said that. You can see that through line there.
I recently watched an entire piece on Illuminati's channel about like the history of Ren and Stimpy, so
yeah.
Ironically, I'm equipped. But no, I hate that there's a part of me with a lot of this, like, just recognizes that we know that there's this laundry list of things that we're not going to get where the movies are concerned, because they're going to be so constrained. They're going to have to give more time to certain characters that we don't care about too terribly much. And I don't want to make comparisons to Sonic X here and Chris Thorndike. I don't, because that's like the deadest of dead horses.
Yeah.
I will say, though, doesn't it kind of bring up a thing? It's like, yeah, I would absolutely love to see like a Sonic Adventure 1 movie, but it really just kind of brings back an idea that, Suris, you and I have discussed in the past that's just kind of burrowing away at the back of my brain, and that's like the concept of a complete remake of Sonic Adventure 1.
Should we ever actually revisit that script and finish it?
I think so. Maybe start from scratch, because I think I feel a little differently about it now than I used to. Mm-hmm. The way I feel about it now is like, yeah, I would fucking love to see a remake of Sonic Adventure 1, but put it on something that attempted the scale of something like Sonic 06. Because, like, you know what? We can talk all day about that game. The one thing it did not lack was ambition.
True. No, I did all of the oddly enough, the least ambitious.
Put that word to death. I'm so tired of that word. God damn it.
Are you
Jesus.
Are you saying that no longer hearing that word anymore would be your life's ambition?
I would say that's my trigger word, just as it is. Sonic looks like Breath of the Wild.
Fair enough, but you know what I mean. Is that
I do. It just made me think of a conversation I had with Geek Critique, because like he's one of the first guys that actually used that word to kind of describe when he did a Sonic Adventure video.
Well, he called it the price of ambition.
Right. Yeah. And he just shows like, I feel like that's in so many terms. He's a very eloquent, just a beautiful, beautiful man. But it's just like, I just kind of feel like that's been a little weaponized since I dropped that video. Like,
everybody's just like, you know, this game may not be good, but at least it had ambition. Like, yes, it reached for the stars, but it didn't get very far.
Reach for the stars and look like a fucking jackass and embarrassed all of us while it did it.
Yeah, ambition's never enough. I mean, somebody that wants to like jerk themselves off over the public on top of the Empire State Building has ambition, but that shouldn't be encouraged.
God, now I'm just thinking about Spider-Man because of that one scene.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Guys, let's get super chat
view.
And let's get over to let's get over to oh my god. I really like I know Pup's a little more negative on it. I don't disagree with a lot of his critiques, but it does feel weird not having him here. Like, if anyone's talking Spider, it really should be the four of us, for fuck's sake. But fuck him. He has to go be a family guy or whatever.
All right.
It's a family guy. God damn it. Anyway.
Right. Who's starting?
I guess since I got this whole part of the table just from me and my elbow, I'll start.
God, you look like you're about to play a game of Yu-Gi-Oh over there.
I really do.
It's time to debate.
Die.
And now I summon my signature card, the Green Kappa.
I grow taller when I play cards.
What you gonna do now, big boy? The duel's over.
The duel's over.
I don't even watch the show. I love this. All right, so I'll start with Mr. SP. I'm so glad everybody took to that horrible joke in that video.
That was fucking great.
I'm glad that you did the obvious with my name and made it Suris.
Yes. Lost. All right, so gave us $10. Thank you. Says Cucky forever. I'm surprised how well that did this morning. Like, people are just having so much fun with that stupid video.
How many views is it at? We have a bet, Nick.
I don't know. It's not going wild and crazy kids, but it's doing better than I expected. What? Let me. What?
I felt my phone buzz and I check it and it's our group chat. It's just Pup saying, "Oh my god, I fucking hate Paris."
God, I'm not surprised.
Oh man, it's just one of those cities around the world that has this. It's just like media plays it up like this romantic, beautiful city. Anyone I've ever spoken to that's spent any amount of time in Paris just said, "Fuck this place to the ground. Fuck it forever. It smells bad." So I'm curious to get his thoughts on it, man. That's gonna be like funny as hell.
Everybody who says they want a vacation to Florida and then they actually get there and go, "Wait a minute, why are all of these people crazy? Literally all of them."
Well, anyway, so I read. It's your turn, Suris.
All right, Suris the Septic. Let's go.
God damn it.
This one is from Sunny279 Canadian. Thank you very much. The future of Sonic is more Zeddy. Believe it. I mean, God, I hate
that's the big end battle.
I hate. We're never gonna get an Angel Island in the movie, but you bet your ass we'll get a Lost Hex.
Fuck me sideways with a freaking singing trout. No.
Why does it have to be?
Why does it have to be? That was interesting.
Wayne,
what was that Mad Libs of a sentence, man? What the fuck?
Do you need
it's just me making up for Pup's absence. Don't worry about it.
Do you need it? Do you need it singing like just on your prostate or something?
That's probably singing like Big the Cat's theme from Sonic Adventure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it saying, "Hey, little guy"?
Because he fishes.
Hey, big guy. Hey, little guy.
I was making genital jokes. Hey.
Anyways, Wade, you're next.
We're at way past
the way past Yule Kid.
Way past Yule Kid, $9.99. Good morning, Sunset City boys. Sonic Movie 2 hype. It's great. It's a great time to be a Sonic fan, ongoing global plague aside, and I am so optimistic for Frontiers. The very idea of an open zone Sonic game is hype. I completely agree. I just really want to see more of it.
I do too. I'm very curious. I want to know if it's actually going to be larger worlds or a singular map with that cyberspace stuff with the boost things that we heard from leaks. Either way, I'm very intrigued. It sounds fun on paper. So, yeah, my turn. Aiden F. Or no, did I do? I always do that. How do I always do that to Aiden? Like I put the I after the D for some reason. Anyway, thank you for $20.
You should never put yourself after D.
It's just what we do without Pup. Get the dick joints.
Joints?
Dick joints.
Dick joints.
The dick
The
joint.
multi-jointed dick. Let's go. E102
Welcome.
gamma porn confirmed.
Welcome to Sunset City, a dick joint. Let's see. Do you guys think the highs in Sonic are higher, or at least feel higher because of the lows, compared to Mario, who is considered more consistent, so the highs and lows aren't as extreme? Joyous Noel, justice for Kaki. Oh, did I say that correctly?
I mean,
Is that you?
I don't know.
That was adorable.
So I do actually have a comparison for this. This is a conversation that the World of Warcraft community has had for ages about like classic WoW and how there's so much garbage in that game, but it makes the highs in that game feel so much higher than they normally would be because you're slogging through so much other stuff. That like even if later expansions are better designed, the fact that there's just more good content means that even if it is legitimately higher, even if things are legitimately better, they don't feel that way because they're just kind of consistently there. That doesn't excuse poor design ever, but I do think there might be a little bit of truth to the highs in Sonic feeling higher because there are so many lows.
I don't quite agree. I think that the highest highs and well, prepare to get mad. I think they were the classic games. It's just how it is. Deal with it. And the rest of the gaming audience was like, well, the rest of this is going to be mid to broken shit. So, I think for a lot of the wider general audience, the lows really define Sonic because we've spent more time not really having a identity for what he's supposed to be in the third dimension than we have with anything else. And Sega is so afraid of his 2D roots, yet at the same time tries to coat everything in them on occasion. It's a very, very, very confusing franchise for me. I like more than I don't though.
Yeah, I guess it's all like just in terms of like the highs and the lows and like the impact that's had on like the general public's perception of the Sonic franchise, especially in the world that we live in today. Part of the reason why the lows have stood out so much is because the lows make for more entertaining online content.
And that's also a truth too. I'd say a lot of the games recently have been more mid than anything else, but yeah, I don't think 3D Sonic has ever really found its niche like it has with the classic games. And I know Pup said this last week at some point. It was like, well, this is the best and it's never going to get better than this. And I know that's not exactly what he meant, but like I've been waiting for a very long time for 3D Sonic to define that. And we've gotten close. And understand there's a little bit of nuance here. I'm not saying every 3D Sonic game is bad, not by any stretch of the imagination, but we have Sonic Generations, the two adventure games, which are held in, I think, higher regard than we care to admit, because I think a lot of the rest of the gaming world doesn't see them quite as nicely as we do. But then you have Sonic 06, you got Sonic Boom, you got Secret Rings, you got a lot of mid and you got a lot of bad in there. And
I still don't think Secret Rings is bad.
that's fine. And I'm not trying to judge it entirely on my own opinion. I'm trying to go by general consensus at the time of release. No, I don't think there's a nice even mix there. I do think I think Sonic still needs to find his footing, and that's why we still have these conversations and we get as defensive as we do get on them. Because I would say that the early 2000s on were mid to trash, and 2010 onwards has been mostly mid with occasional really bright spots. Not deeply offensive by any stretch, but we got some work to do on all fronts with Sonic, and I hope we're getting there. I hope we're finding a place where everybody who fell in love with certain aspects of the franchise can find something we all love, and we all can hold it up and say, no, this is a good game. Fuck you all. This is a good game. No caveats. I think Sonic has that potential, and I think the strengths throughout the history of the franchise give us a lot of reasons to fall in love with them, be it the characterizations where the gameplay falls short, or great gameplay where the story falls short, or certain characters playing better than fishing. But
remember,
I think it's bits and pieces.
Big the Cat played better in Heroes than he did in Adventure.
Yeah, and I think that's what it comes down to. I think a lot of these games both have highs and lows in them, I think they have like really, really great moments, but also some really glaringly bad moments as well. So there you go. I'm just rambling. I'm sorry, boys. You go ahead.
You're good. We're literally here to ramble.
Fair enough.
What do you think a podcast is, Nick?
A miserable pile of rambling.
and Miranda's saying like Mania, though. I think Mania is amazing, but like I've said 1,000 times before, I think that game that just should be a given. Like the classic stuff's fine. We know how to do classic stuff. Not worried about it. You just keep doing your thing. How they handle classic stuff has been fascinating, but right now I'm more focused on getting those gameplay elements cooked in and as refined as it can be in 3D. So yeah,
we do have
that's the thoughts.
We do have the next one from SonicBot for $5. It says, do you think that in the future there might be more IDW Sonic comic integration, not all at once, but little by little? So whether it's IDW or not is a conversation. But the comics, the current comics continuity, insofar as it continues, I do think we will get more integration, considering that like this comic began with a tie-in to Forces. So at the end of the day, like this comic is already beginning that way, but it's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell, considering Sega's attempts in the past to keep those continuities as separate as possible. But we've got a bunch of weird stuff going forward. We've got Ian Flynn writing on the games, or at least one of the games. We've got, again, the comics not beginning the way they did as a tie-in to the TV show originally. They're beginning as a tie-in to the latest game. Like, we've got a bunch of signifiers that we might actually get some more continuity between the two, if not straight up integration and tie-ins. We'll just have to see, though. I know I want it, but whether it will happen is the question.
If they're not pulling a Marvel, then they're being fucking idiots. Marvel uses their own source material, the comics, as test beds for new ideas, for the stuff that actually makes money. And that brand integration has done nothing but benefit them in the long run. Regardless of how loud angry comic fans get, it does not matter. Those movies are making an insane amount of money. And if you're instilling ideas in different parts of the satellite material, using it as a test bed to see how people take to these characters or concepts, then why not utilize them in other projects? And I think Sega's finally getting their dumbass heads around that idea. They certainly locked it in a lot better after the Ken Penders fiasco.
Wouldn't it be really?
And I would imagine that's a big part of why they just chop ties with Archie. Like, we're starting fresh. We're going to renegotiate these contracts, and we're going to test bed some of these ideas with the comics or everything else. And I think the simple fact that we're seeing Tangle and Whisper in the mobile game is proof enough of that. Again, we say this 1,000 times. Like, we don't talk about the mobile games a lot. They're making way more money than anything else that the games are doing. Like, they're already in the most successful portion of the gaming branch of Sonic that's currently running. So, yeah, I would not be surprised if more elements of IDW show up in the games. I mean, for fuck's sake, the next big, like, proper big, expensive Sonic the Hedgehog mainline game is in the hands of Ian Flynn. I don't know how much more telling you can get from there.
That's our lightning rod there.
Yeah. So even if it doesn't happen in this next game, just you're going to see more brain integration. I've no doubt about it, and that's why I've got confidence. And I said it on Twitter because they're like, "Oh, Sally's never come back." Oh, she's coming, whether you like it or not. Doesn't matter how long it takes. She's coming.
The double entendre. You really are a sim monk.
Meow. I were to stuff those nuts.
Anyways, Wayne, you want to get the next one?
Yeah, we're Supersonic 68.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was almost nice.
Yeah, Supersonic 68, $2. We're getting an actual 3D Sonic game. That's big. I mean,
Big's Big Adventure?
It's
big and cucky. Bigly Adventures.
Perfect.
It can be big. It can be big. It's going to depend on how it's handled.
So here's the thing. My worst case scenario is that Frontiers bombs terribly and Sega goes, all right, no more 3D Sonic.
I mean, they'll have to do that for a little while if it doesn't make back its revenue.
Yep.
I think it's gonna do fine, honestly. I think they need definitely. They would be idiots. Like, I'm going to tell you this. Like, if this game does badly, then they need to get rid of the producers and the director. Like, they need to reorganize on a dev team level if this one fucks up, because everything is in place for Sonic to just do incredibly well in 2022. There is no reason this franchise should fuck up. It should just be a great time for everybody going forward. You know, the movie and the excitement of Flynn being on board. I talked with you guys about this in chat, where I had a compilation video for Metal Virus that just blew the fuck up. Like, it got a couple thousand views the first week it was on. How you doing, Pup?
Get rid of me that easily, huh?
Oh my
I'm
god!
glad, because we actually I want you here for the next, because we're almost done with the show.
I can only drop in very quick for a super quick cameo because I got to get off my train in just a sec. But,
all right.
I just figured I'd pop in, say hi everybody, and to the chat, Merry Christmas, because I probably won't see you after that. But yeah, look, what I missed. What do you want? What do you need me for anyway?
I want to spoiler cast Spider-Man with you later. Like, we're gonna be doing it later because we've all seen the movie.
I don't know if I can. I'm at my sister's.
That's fair.
I'll have to see. It depends what time you're doing it. If it's going to be at stupid o'clock, I can't. Also, let's not forget, in France, the time zone is even an hour later. Oh my god. Yeah, right? Torture. But Paris sucks.
I was just gonna do it after the show.
Yeah, the only time I would be able to do it would be right after the show anyway. Because
I can't do that then. I will be up and active and stuff. But if you're still going on after, my sister's gone to sleep or whatever, I'll be happy to join you.
Okay. Well, we miss you, man. I'm glad you're alive over there. Does Paris suck?
I miss you too, buddy. Paris is a challenge, dude. Like, they pack you in those trains like it's sardines. But right now, I'm on my way to Chessy, which is where Disneyland is, and the train's getting a little clearer now as we move. So,
gotcha.
It's exciting. Well, thanks for popping in, man, and have fun with your sister.
Don't word it like that. Jeez.
Jesus Christ, Pup. God damn it.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Nick, you don't have to worry. He's nowhere near Alabama. You're fine.
Yeah, but you are. All right, I'm gonna leave you guys to it because I got to get off this train in a second. But take care, you guys, and Merry Christmas.
Later, Pup. Merry Christmas.
Happy Chrysler.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, good times. I'm glad we got Pup in for the last little bit here.
Love that kid.
And fuck that guy.
Oh,
Kidding.
Anyway,
Kidding.
was it my turn for the next one?
Yes, actually, it's good that it's yours.
Yeah, it's our Paul Jamal.
Okay.
Yeah, Jamal Simmons with $10. Thank you, Jamal, as always. Happy Milk Bros Day. Just saw Spider-Man No Way Home, and I hope you guys have a great holiday too. Nick Milk and Suris Milk are a great ship. So I guess we're just pouring it into the same bowl and just lapping it up.
Just mixing. We're just mixing fluids, Nick.
This is like the most disgusting, horny podcast, and I just...
How did we always get here? You are the only people I make these kinds of jokes with.
Why do you have such boring friends, Wayne?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, Suris, it's your turn.
Sure. Oh, we're not spending that much more time on here? Okay.
No.
This one is from Killian McMurphy. Missed opportunity in Archie. Jeffrey St. John, cucky body buddy cop thriller.
My
Oh
God.
God. And you know what? The villain would be freaking Wukong.
Why not? Is my phone done trying to reset itself? Oh, it is. Holy shit. It's back to working order. That's pretty cool.
Next one is Wayne.
Yeah.
All right. I hear this a lot from Pup. Channel Pup, £2. Shut up.
God, that just the realization and pause.
God.
I know Pup is like he's just cackling like it was worth the £2 just for
We
that.
don't. Well, I mean, for the one, it didn't really cost him £2. He gets a bit of that back.
That's
That's true.
I'm gonna
That's more
fix
like
him.
an investment into his retirement fund more than anything.
I'm gonna fix the dog.
I mean,
yeah.
I would say you won't know balls, but that is literally the goal here, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, it's Emmy Jones' birthday.
It
I forgot.
is.
I said happy birthday to her on Twitter. Happy birthday, Emmy. Friend
Happy
of the show
birthday, Emmy.
that I've literally never spoken to because I was gone that day.
Oh
or
my
actually, I
God.
was here. Or whatever that joke
You
is.
were here. Yeah. You were here saying things that probably should have been left unsaid.
Yep, I play guitar. I'm whining about Sonic on Twitter. I mean, that's true regardless of the joke. I don't play guitar, though. But then I did that one day or whatever. This joke is so tired. Anyway, M the Ambassador, $5. Thank you, M, for your $5. 2D, 3D. We all know that if Sega gave Sonic a Dumpy the franchise would rejoice. What?
I mean, Rouge already has a Dumpy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Dumpy, it's just that give him just a big fat ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, at least you didn't make the same mistake I used to. I read their name very quickly before. I used to call them Meth Ambassador.
I'm just I would just like it if like it's just Eggman floating behind Sonic like in his little egg flying thing. He's just going, bring that juicy dumpster over here, you rotten boy.
Oh my God. If there was ever any satellite media that needed Cucky, it's that spinoff.
Oh my God. Oh God. I think I get the most laughs from our show when we actually do the super chats. I've noticed that. Oh God. I don't know how it derails into insanity, but I love our audience.
It's
Oh,
it's
no.
amazing. You begin every one of these like, "Hi guys, I'm Nick. I don't like Sonic. Actually,
I don't like Sonic.
Why
I
the
punched
fuck?
myself in the face with my microphone. Fuck the world.
I punched myself in the face with a mic so I can feel something, guys."
Yeah, but you guys heard me like before we started the show. Like I was just like really gravelly, just like my head hurts. I don't want to do anything. I was just cranky, and then I got hit in the face. Like I think my my nasal lining. What's the word?
Your
Holes.
nasal cavities.
My face holes just cleared up. Like, well, I guess I just needed to quit your bitching from my microphone. There we go. Oh man,
Is it really?
Where are we? Where are we right now?
We are on the one from Sonic Bot.
Why did no? Wayne, you're reading that one.
You know, because you know how to read it.
Sonic Bot? Okay, Sonic Bot, $2.
Do it. You know you want to.
I can't get it out.
You can.
Oh fuck.
Let it come. Let it come naturally.
It's okay. Just take a breather. It happens to everybody, Wayne.
Edge your way into it.
God, this is hard.
It's about the journey, it's
so
not
are
the
we.
destination.
Give me a second.
We truly are the Edge Lords.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Oh God. I just as I grow older, the more I appreciate that version of Robotnik. I really do.
Pingus.
The words that defined a generation.
Oh
You
my
did
God.
it.
I know we talked about it a while ago, but we've all heard those remixes on YouTube, right? Where they just take clips of Robotnik and they turn them into songs, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, YouTube poop songs?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. My turn, since Wayne just did that for me.
Yep.
Dream Boatin' with $5. Already finished the sketch for the dick joint. Oh no.
Oh God! Did you Dreamboat? Did you post it to Twitter?
Is that a jointed dick? That sounds like a horror movie, if you ask me.
The fuck do we keep bringing like into this world? Like we're responsible for this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. This is. Oh, and I think the world's better for it. Suris, we got a new one. You got to read it.
This one is from Black Yakuzu 94. Why are we here? Just to suffer?
I think he's actually trying to turn people on when he does that.
No, not really. But I mean, if you think so.
They played us like a
No.
damn fiddle.
Oh my God. Just did. Oh no. Oh no. What happened? Are we tagged in it?
Oh no. I like this.
I need to see what this is. I'm going to go to sunsetcity.com. That's not a thing.
Oh yeah.
It's not, we're not tagged anywhere. That almost reminds me of a milkshake. I want a milkshake. God damn. Our fans are insane. Some of the shit here. Oh my God.
Oh, also, I'm the ambassador. $2. Imagine if Hideo Kojima directed a Sonic game. I don't want to think of what would happen to Rouge in that scenario. He doesn't treat his female characters kindly.
Unironically, people would lose their fucking minds because all that matters to them is story. He makes good games, though. I talk shit, but he makes good games.
He do. I still need to play Death Stranding.
I still need to play Metal Gear Solid 5. Wayne, how are we like on the same page with so many things, but on occasion you take like these like bona fide agreed upon classics and just like no, it's garbage. Like, where's the disconnect here?
5 is not garbage. It is confused and it's struggling against itself. It's also too fucking big and long for its own goddamn good. It's not that entertaining.
See this fucking guy right here. Like everybody was sucking that game's dick, and then he's over here like, no, it's not good. Oh my God,
It's
War.
good.
It's
It is
too
good.
long.
It's just not as good as I think it wants to be.
Oh my God, I just saw the dick joint.
Where?
Here, allow me to just post it for you.
Allow me to demonstrate. Oh no!
Bro, what the fuck? My straps are not that far down my arm. Come on.
Oh, that's the part. That's the part. Okay.
I like that. Well, I mean, I don't suck dick and I don't smoke, but I would imagine that's not. I mean, I get it, like from a visual perspective, you got to show the dick, but like, you don't chop a dick off and then take it in from the scrotum. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not.
Yeah, you do from the tip.
Yeah, just the tip.
Just the tip.
So,
But
just the
when you
tip.
cut it off, the hole's bigger on the other end. It's easier to get the juices out.
I mean, like, it makes. I get it. I get why. You know, it's a fascinating image. Fascinating.
Ink, I can't show it. It's TOS.
Yeah, no. It's an actual penis.
You all have it's not actual. It's just drawing. It's fine.
It's an actual drawing of a penis.
You all have Twitter. Y'all have Twitter.
Go to
So you-
Dreambowden's Twitter. Just
Ugh. Goodness gracious. I think we're all caught up, aren't we?
we are in fact all caught up.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We are going to wrap it up though, because we do got some Spidey business to talk about, so we're going to get on to that. Thank you so much for making our first year of Sunset City such a memorable one, and we are excited to join you in the future of the Hedgehog, because I think 2022 is going to be a wild ride for all of us.
It's gonna be fun. What's the worst that can happen?
You got some thoughts, Wayne?
And then we just cue the fucking Always Sunny theme.
Oh my God.
All I'm saying is that Sunset City devolved a lot in the time that we spent with it. If 2022 is anything like 2021, I fully expect there to be like 3 new fetishes born in the Sonic fandom, and they originate from here.
Pen was just asking, I know it's not a super chat, do you think Sonic Frontiers is Sega's last chance? No, it's
No.
not.
It's never.
Sega has survived way worse than this. What will happen is you're not going to see very expensive Sonic games for a little while after that if it fails.
Yeah, we'll get another Forces.
Basically, yeah. So, no, it's not their last chance, because Sega's got a lot more money than they did when Sonic was, just failing a whole lot.
That's the thing, is that I feel like Sonic isn't the only thing keeping Sega afloat anymore.
No,
And even
God,
even with the Sonic franchise by itself, because of the mobile games, they can actually use lost leaders. It doesn't hurt them that much to have a lost leader or two in the franchise, because they have the mobile games and they're making money hand over foot on them.
I'm not going to tell you that Sega is like the most profitable corporation out there. That's not by any stretch of the imagination. Don't get me wrong. A couple of missteps and they could just implode on themselves. And Sega's the type of company that could definitely do that. But for right now, they're fine. I'm interested to see what's going to happen without what's his face no longer part of the company. Guy who created Monkey Ball and Yakuza.
Yeah.
But I mean, no, it's not the last chance for Sonic. What would actually happen if Sega actually folded and went under? Sonic would be sold off to somebody else, and they would take that because Sonic has brand recognition and power to it. And a refreshed Sonic the Hedgehog would definitely revitalize interest in the franchise. Because I know a lot of people dropped off just because, ironically enough, of Sega. Regardless of anything else that they've done, a lot of people still associate the failures of Sega's handling with the franchise with Sonic in general. So Sonic's going to be fine, whatever form or fashion it takes, whatever corporation holds it. Long and short of it, Frontiers is not Sega's last chance by any stretch of the imagination.
No, the only people I don't think the people that even use that as a tagline for their little video essays even believe that.
Yeah,
I think it's purely marketing.
Yeah,
It's purely marketing. This is Sonic's last chance. Sounds a lot more convincing as a clickable video than Sonic Frontiers might be okay, I guess.
is it though? I've only ever seen that from like hardcore Sonic enthusiasts on Twitter. I've not actually seen videos on that.
I feel like I've seen a couple of videos with that little tagline on it, but it's not the sort of thing I typically click on, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, look, if Sonic can survive 06, he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, so
Regardless of how well you like it, that game was a piece of shit and destroyed the franchise's reputation completely. And it wasn't doing good leading into that game.
So I'm just going to go ahead and toss this out there. It is not just Sonic Twitter.
Fair enough. Majority of Sonic fans who love the games believe, though, doesn't matter. That's not what they're going for. They're going for the wider gaming audience. And also, no, they won't. They've been angry about the last 10 years, and they are still here. They're going to be here. Regardless of what they say, they're going to be right here.
Sonic fans are like Pokemon fans. We fucking hate this company so much when it comes to how they handle our babies. We buy the new games, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Pokemon's way bigger than
Pokemon
its fan base, man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but yeah, I think the point is, like, Pokemon fans will complain and moan about every single decision that comes out of Game Freak, but as soon as somebody says, "Hey, the graphics really aren't quite there," then they will lose their fucking minds.
Yeah. And Rhino, I didn't see any of them those stuff because I don't have a lot of Sonic content in my feed. I got some friends that make Sonic content that I'll support, but I don't. I mean, it's just like taking your work home with you. Like, I don't really need to watch a lot of Sonic content online. I got enough of that in my life.
Yeah, you think we don't get tired enough to talk about the blue hedgehog, like, just on our week-to-week basis?
I didn't want to talk about Sonic today. I just was like, fuck the show. I want to talk about Spider-Man. Give me more Spider-Man.
Give me pictures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Spider-Man. Give me Sonic's feet pics.
Oh, just nothing. I'm just saying that because nothing against people who make content for Sonic. Obviously, I do that too, and I love a whole lot of them. Just not something I always want to engage with online. And like I said, way up front with my Twitter joke earlier, there's a lot that we can miss, regardless of how often we see certain opinions. Plenty of other people don't. So, amazingly, I missed that one on YouTube. There we go. Anyway, that's been our show for the day, guys, and for the rest of the year. Because I think we've all agreed. That's weird, though. Why did we agree? Oh, yeah, because we got New Year's Day and Christmas Eve on the next 2 Fridays.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not in that order, by the way.
Well, it is this year. Fuck it.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be taking those next 2 Fridays off, but I'm still probably going to do some kind of late night stream like I did that one time where we were just all of us hanging out, and then people pop in every now and then. We had a lot of fun with that. Like, Wayne was in the first part, and then Suris was in the second part, and then it was just me and Pup for the rest of it. So, I don't know. If you're bored on the holidays, your boys got you in some form or fashion. It's just not going to be a standard episode.
Yeah.
So,
We'll be here to hang out with.
yeah,
It'll be
we'll
fun.
be around on some form. But guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us this year. Have a great set of holidays, and we will see you next time. If you want to follow more of my stuff, I just released a video all about Cucky. You can find that on Game Apologist. Suris, what have you been up to?
So basically a lot of my usual stuff, but I did finally hire an editor for my main channel, which is like it feels like it's cut my workload in half. So episodes look a lot better and cleaner now, and that makes me happy.
As you should. Oh, Suris just posted in our chat. Damn, that is a lot. Okay, but it's the usual. It's the usuals.
Yeah, understandable. But the point was, I wanted to be like, I can find these very quickly and not on Sonic Twitter.
Yeah, I mean that's the folks that kind of stir this shit up anyway. So
yeah,
fair point. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist, but yeah, that's not. Those are definitely not videos I watch. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you all next year. Toot toot, Sonic Warriors.
Ah, shit, my Tango body pillow fell over.
You were supposed to whisper about it.
That